what we learned is original natural raw meat does not actually have a flavor. The flavor comes when you start cooking.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Nhi Podcast. And today, my guest is Suhail. He is one of my friend as well. That we have a chance to interact a lot. And one of the topic that he bring up that make me feel like I should bring him to my show. So let before go to the topic, let's know a little bit who is Suhail. Hi, Suhail. Thanks to be my guest today.
Hi, Nihi, and thank you very much for inviting me on your podcast. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm happy to share all information that I have about the plant-based protein that I want to talk about more.
Yeah.
And you can feel free to ask me as many questions as you like, and we can take the show ahead, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So thank you all for the audience to watch this live program also.
Yeah, thank you for being so open with us about that. One of the things that I love when I bring guests to my show is they are real life, real story, and important. Everybody have some experience and their personal valid lesson to share with our audience. So before we go through the topic today, let's share a bit. Who are you, Suhail, and what have you been doing, and how audience know you and how they can reach you as well.
All right. So, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being on the show. And my name is Suhail Jindran. I'm a Singaporean. And basically, I've got over 20 years of experience in the hospitality industry. Currently, I'm also a freelance consultant with the Singapore Tourism Board. So, I help in tourism and try to promote Singapore to the global arena and to the world. I'm also the director of sales and marketing for global business opportunities for Shandy Global. Shandy Global is a plant-based company based out of Singapore. It's owned by two amazing scientist friends of mine who are extremely great in what they do. Both of them are doctors, and they've transformed the plant-based protein into something that anybody across the world can relate to, because it's not just what you have in plant-based burgers, but it's more closer to real meat.
It's
Yeah,
a lot of responsibility and shoulder. Yeah, like Shuhan
a lot
really
of
a active
responsibility.
man. Yeah, a lot of
Yes,
Korea he been go through and a lot of experience. Like you just hear what Shuhan been specialist on. But let's go through more about the topic that we bring today, which is the plant based. Because with me, I'm a curious as well. I'm a consumer, and I've been heard of
right.
this a
Yes,
lot online. I read about this, I watch video about that,
yes,
and I was amazed how much people give feedback and review that the taste is exactly like a real meat. And I was
yes.
so exciting about this that even when you bring it up with me, it's like, wow, let's share more about this. So let's give it a short and simple explanation for people who have zero experience and zero knowledge about what is plant-based product is.
Okay. So plant-based product goes back 9,000 years BC. You know,
Mm. Mm.
There's always been plant-based product. Then, the Chinese, the Indians have always recreated mock meat throughout the world, and it's always been there around us. But making it more palatable and making it more gourmet and making it more edible and a choice as an alternative meat is what plant-based protein is all about. There's a lot of myth in the market that, oh, plant-based meat is not good for health, or plant-based meat has a lot of artificial flavors or artificial colors or artificial ingredients, very high in sodium, or contains a lot of GMO. To a certain extent, yes, there are certain companies that do that, because
Mm.
what you get in the market today. So let me start from why we started plant-based.
Yes.
Why we got into plant-based? Because 4 5 years ago, when the plant-based companies started happening around the world, we noticed that there are plant-based meat alternatives, but they are not actually meat. They are just some kind of pea protein mixed with lots of added flavors which replicate the real meat flavors when you
Yep.
cook, and
Yep.
they sell it. And
Yes.
mm, and 90% of whatever you get in the market was basically minced product. That means you
Mm.
had limitations. You could either make a burger, or you could make a sausage, or you could make
Mm.
a nugget, but you could not
Yes.
do anything much with it. You couldn't have steaks, you can't have a drumstick, you can't
Yes.
have cubes, you can't make a lovely fur.
Yes.
I love fur. Furs
Yeah.
are so tasty. If the plant-based meat that you get in the market, and if you put it into the fur, it will just disintegrate and dissolve. So
Yes.
we realize that there's lots of limitations to what's available in the market, and why not we put in lots of research. So the owners of the company, Gaurav and Reena, they're both scientists and both are doctors in the food microbiology. One is an expert in flavors and isolating the pea protein, and the other one is into identifying the exact amino acid profile to match. So, what we did is we went back to nature. We took the meat, we took the real meat, what you get in the market, chicken or beef or shrimp or anything,
Yep.
dissected, did a complete post-mortem, identified and extracted the exact molecules that are in it,
Mm.
matching, identifying the amino acid profile of the real meat to real nature.
Wow.
So we identified the amino acids in the pea proteins,
Mm.
and we took that, and we've got 5 patents, and we developed our own machine and own high moisture manufacturing analog meat analog extruder machine that basically recreates the exact texture and feel of the real meat.
Mm.
Now our product is contains zero artificial ingredients, zero additives, zero artificial flavor, no sodium, so it's good for health.
Very
And
important.
in
Especially
fact,
for people love exercise like me. This will be a great
yes,
information.
yes,
Yeah.
it's really healthy. It's all that nature gives. In fact, even for iron, we didn't have to use artificial chemicals that provide iron in food, but rather extracting it also from nature, like moringa plant, which a lot of basically a lot of people throughout the world have it in their cuisine. It's also called drumsticks that
Yeah.
people use it while cooking. So we
Mm.
extracted all that. For the coloring and all, we extracted from tomato instead of
Yeah.
using
Wow.
beetroot. Because beetroot, what happens is when you extract the colors from beetroot, it basically has a high content of potassium and sodium, which is not very good for people with existing liver problems. So we looked into
Mm.
everything. We wanted to make it very sustainable, reduce the carbon footprint without harming nature and without killing any animal, and still making the rich product, exact flavor, exact texture. So
Mm.
today, Shandy Global is a very proud company that's got into this, and we are a B2B company currently. We are
Yeah.
not yet available in retail because we don't want to compete with our partners, because we are having a lot of collaboration across the world with lots of B2B manufacturing food companies through whom we want to leverage and get the product out in the market. So today, with Shandy Global's pea protein product, one can basically cook it in any style you want, whether it is
Mm.
in Lebanese cuisine, whether it is in Indian cuisine, whether it is Mediterranean, Italian, Vietnamese, Chinese, anything. So you can cook it the way you want. You can cut it into cubes, you can shred it, you can pressure cook it, you can boil it, steam it, grill it, barbecue it. It will still remain the same. Because
Mm.
what we learned is original natural raw meat does not actually have a flavor. The flavor comes when you start cooking, when
Yes.
you put, when you spice it up, when you
Yeah.
season the meat, and how you cook. The more you cook, the more the flavor. Like if you
Yep.
cook the meat slow cooking, it will become nice and soft and succulent and juicy. You put it on the barbecue, it will have a nice tough feel, and it will cook evenly across. So the same thing happens with our meat. It
Mm.
basically, it it changes its characteristics as per your cooking habit, because when you're cooking, there are certain molecules, there are certain cells that start generating and make that meat into meat.
Yeah.
So ours
Thank.
is 100% plant based.
Yeah, the information you just shared is actually very I for me it's expensive lesson and expensive knowledge right there. Why I'm saying that, because as a person that love vegetarian food, I find
Yes,
is I'm still enjoying meat, and I find it's very struggling for go out with, for example, friend who are
yes,
vegetarian. You know, not much option, like you say, not much option to choose,
yeah,
and people still very hard to find the protein they need enough for their uh I call vegetarian lifestyle. For
yes,
example, and also even you want to go to the mock meat, like you say, it's really a lot of time. I feel like there's a lot of fly inside. It doesn't feel
correct,
trust either, and the company can open in Singapore. For me, it's already have to pass a lot of check, like you say. Singapore is a country that we all know is very difficult in food, and they allow this to start. It mean it's something to open up, for example, for people who want to live healthy and also to protect animal. To be honest, I have friend who are open a soya bean product milk, and he is become a vegetarian. He shared with me just a love to the animal make him start to do what he doing right now.